Yo, peace, wholeness, peace to the guys, man. Yo, look, man, so the meek is gonna inherit the earth, you know what I'm saying? It's the thing, man, right? We playing a God game, right? So, you know, you got Yakub that created the other races of people, you see what I'm saying? You know, you got Enki and Enlil, you feel me? But we playing a God game, you feel me? We all just living our lives, you know what I'm saying, the best way that we can. But we gotta realize we not just dealing with human beings, you know what I'm saying? Because human beings just make up a small percentage of the beings and creatures and entities that exist within the galaxy and the multiverse. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, yo, it's like I understand and overstand that it's a lot of wicked shit going on, right? But the bigger picture of all of this is we're dealing with some things that we can't even comprehend as man, as women. You see what I'm saying? And it's like we just playing a God game because we gotta realize that we have all this separation on earth. We have all this tribal war. We got gang war. We have systematic oppression and systematic war. And then we had galactic war. And the whole thing about it is, you know, and then we had a race war. And then we even have gender wars where it's man versus woman. You see what I'm saying? So the bigger picture is this shit is a war with ourselves. Because at the end of the day, right, there's entities, right? We could go into talk about the insectoids. We could talk about the different extraterrestrial entities that rule shit behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? And that's who a lot of the times is controlling the so-called white man is reptilians and disagreeable entities, right? But at the end of the day, there's so much, it's just so much back and forth dramatization, you know what I'm saying? It's just back and forth war, and it's wars with our brothers and sisters. Like, you got to realize that we all come from the same family, right? Of course, there are NPCs and there's non-playable characters, beings that you know, are not human, you know what I'm saying? So we got that too. You know, you got war with what's natural and unnatural, what's organic and unorganic, you feel me? But it's been a lot of tribal war as well. So you got to realize that Enki and Enlil, they were brothers, you know. Like, these wars started between families, you know what I'm saying? it, and then when you go to the source of things, God or source, you know, the creator of all creation created the devil, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot going on, you feel me? And the thing is, right, at some point we're not gonna have like imagine 1,000 years from now. We may not even be using the English language. So a lot of people against this matrix, against this system and all of this, 1,000 years from now, it's not gonna be what we think. It's not gonna be how it is right now. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, thousands of years from now, in the future, like I'm talking about the future of humanity is changing. It's constantly changing and evolving. And the thing is, if if a world disaster, a natural catastrophe, right? Say that, or our sun blows up in supernovas and the whole earth is destroyed. We got to realize that, for one, there's other things going on in the galaxy. But for two, it ain't gonna be no beef between humanity thousands of years from now. It might be some beef in the stars, you know what I'm saying? It might be some beef in the universe. But it's not gonna be beef between races, and you know what I'm saying? And because when it comes down to it, when we all return, when all of our physical avatars and our bodies return to the earth, right? We all made of stardust. We all made of just elements from the earth and the universe. Thousands of years from now, in our distant future, it could look way different. And you know, the animals are changing, human beings are changing, and all the shit that we bicker about and beef about and war about, like all wars on this earth is a product of within this earth. It's a construct inside of the 3D realm, within inside of the physical matrix, the 3D realm. You know what I'm saying? So in the distant future, thousands of years from now, I don't see there being war like how we are warring every day and, you know, beefing with each other. First of all, light skin or mutated human beings, right? Mixed humans, right? Grafted humans aren't gonna be here because you know, the mutated man and woman is that, right? Mutated from the original, so from the source, and is not conducive to nature and conducive to the earth, right? So I don't see there being a so-called white man. I don't see there being these other races in the future, because the planet is the great reset. Everything is restarting. Everything is going back to its original way, which is more in harmony. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the mutated beings is what has caused separation and caused this planet's frequency to lower down. You know what I'm saying? It's more dense because the psychological warfare, right? There's all different types of warfare: chemical, biological, psychological, physical, spiritual. the psychological warfare of Zeus or white Jesus, you know what I'm saying? So the psychological warfare of the white man and the systematic oppression, that's caused the planet to lower in frequency. That's what's caused a lot of pain and war and stagnancy within our Milky Way and within our solar system, right? On Earth, you feel me? So I don't see there being the so-called white man and other races in the future, right? And there's some things I can't speak on, right? But personally, I don't see there being any separation in I don't see there being any separation in the future, right? How the planet is shifting, it's either we all become in harmony with the all or we all be destroyed. That's how I see it. And it's like even tribalism. I don't see there being tribalism. I don't see there being tribe versus tribe and hood versus hood, because at the end of the day, people are beefing with family members. People are beefing with cousins. People are beefing with their own race inside their own race. You know what I'm saying? Inside their own bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? You have people from the same bloodlines, from the same tribes that have spread it out into different tribes that go to war with each other. So in the future, man, which is now, it's not gonna be that type of separation, because the great mother, right, that gave birth to all existence, right? So what I'm trying to say is, like, we sit here and we bicker and we live unhappily and out of harmony, and we blame it on each other. We blame it on other races, and I can see why. Of course, the original people or indigenous people. It's been a war on the indigenous people, the Aboriginal people of all land masses. It's been a genocide. So this cancer and this genocide has genocided the whole entire planet through colonization. At the same time, right, God created the devil, the Most High, or source of creation, created all things. So God created the devil, and if God created all things, created the spiders, created parasites, you know what I'm saying, created all these things, all these unorganic things, we could say, then it's like so many people want to blame the devil, but it's like, who created the devil? You see what I'm saying? Like, when we talk about Yakub and we talk about these different things, it's like, who created all of this? We would have to realize that it was God that created all of this. And that's when we realize that this shit is a game. It's a simulation. That's what we got to realize. Like, we might not like it. You know what I'm saying? It might be hard. It might be painful. It might be, it makes a lot of people angry. It makes a lot of people have a lot of hate in their heart. You know what I'm saying? A lot of war, and that's what, and it ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna stay being warfare. It's gonna stay being a fight, you know what I'm saying, to live, you know what I'm saying, because you have people poisoning the water, you have people poisoning the air, you have these higher up families poisoning, and And, you know, but at the end of the day, man, we got to realize who's in control of this. What's in control of this is something beyond man. You feel me? We're not in control. We don't have free will. You feel me? This is just, and this is, like I said, this is just a game that we're playing, because once our sun goes supernova, and when everything is destroyed, or when, you know, we must realize this, right? We blame the so-called white man so much for everything, right? Which the white man is the devil, you know what I'm saying? But we blame the white man, the white T-man, so much for everything, when at the end of the day, man, if these ancient civilizations, right, Atlantis, Lemuria, we got to realize that which the whole planet was black, or melanated, neuromelanated. But we must realize that these ancient civilizations, they failed. They're no longer in existence, at least in this time and space, right? So with that being said, we living in these false times, this fallen world. We living in a white man's world, right? But at the end of the day, bro, this is all written. This is all predestined. This is all a fucking story, bro. This is all of, I don't want to just say it's a game, because it ain't no video game. This is real life shit. But at the end of the day, bro, this is all written. You know what I'm saying? In the Akashic records, everything is happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as we don't want to live in the matrix, as much as we don't want to accept this, it's still happening. And it's going to take great things to happen for it to change. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's a test, man. This world is a fucking test. We're here. Our souls are being tested. Our hearts are being weighed. And how I look at it is, this is a prism, or a prison planet. And in this prison planet, somebody, for doing the wrong thing, right? Because I do subscribe to reincarnation and incarnation. Through doing the wrong thing, a lot of beings, right, get recycled back into this matrix. You might come back as an animal, but what a lot of people don't know is, through karma, paying karmic debt, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you may come back, have to redo it over, right? But some say this is the last sun cycle, so this is the last chance to get it right. But through reincarnation, right? And we know time is an illusion. Through reincarnation, man, if you got hate in your heart, or if you don't complete your mission and your purpose, and you don't fulfill what you supposed to do, you may come back as the person that you hate. If you black, or you melanated, and you hate white people, right? Which is totally fair. But if you don't live your purpose out, you may come back, reincarnate as a white man. Some people probably won't agree with that, but that, to me, that's what I think is going on. I think it's a big game, and I think it's a big illusion. And I think that's what hell is. Hell is this fallen world. Hell is the white man's world. The money system, the banks, the corporations. We're in hell. Religious people think we ain't in hell, bro. We're already living in hell. We torture the animals. We torture human beings. Humanity, this earth is a fucking mess. You feel me? It's a lot of beautiful things going on too, but what's really going on is a fucking mess. You know what I'm saying? It's the devil, bro. It's demonic. It's a satanic system that's going on. But what we gotta realize is these beings exist. This matrix exists, right? For a reason. It's a purification. It's like a video game. It's a simulation, and hell is a simulation. Just like heaven is a simulation. You know what I'm saying? Because you can simulate anything by your thoughts. However you thinking and the frequency you vibrating at, you can create anything that you want in this world. You know what I'm saying? Due to your circumstances and environment. But you can still take that narrow path and walk that narrow path and live a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You can quit your job and you can go live in harmony with nature, as hard as it is. People think it's easy. No, it's like, bro, life is always going to be difficult. It always has challenges. But you can walk away from this shit. You don't have to give your energy to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that becomes a hermit and lives up in the mountain and meditates all day, you know what I'm saying? Or becomes self-sufficient and lives on their own land and becomes independent from the system and the corporation. They live in a little piece of heaven, you know what I'm saying? That a lot of people are not bothered by what other people are bothered by. If you living in an inner city, a crowded city where it's all just demonic shit going on, you're gonna be affected by it like all day. And we all affected by it no matter how you run from it, because it's a collective thing. But if you more in it, you gonna be more affected. But the more you step out of it, the less you'll be affected. And that's the thing. A lot of us, we do this shit to ourselves. But the real truth about it is, man, we all in hell for real. This earth planet is, but a lot of us are in heaven, because a lot of our mind states is mind over matter. We can, a lot of our mind states is way above this 3D matrix. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even operate in the 3D matrix. A lot of people are operating in higher dimensions because their souls are equipped to do so. But what I think is happening, man, in this matrix is it's like Cypher, man. Cypher going back into the matrix. It's all about the agents and Cypher. What's going on is humanity fell. Coming from the kingdom of heaven, which is a divine state of being, which puts you in a divine realm of existence that is existing forever and ever in all of eternity. But in this time and space, it's war, it's poverty, it's all this crazy shit going on. And what it is, it's a test, it's a proving ground. You know what I'm saying? This world is a purification system where if you don't level up, you don't get to the next level, you just gotta repeat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is, bro. Earth is school. And a lot of people are just repeat. You know what I'm saying? Coming back. And that's what's going on. And that's the thing, man.